Picture this. You walk into your garden and there it is. The perfect harvest. Hearty, healthy vegetables just begging to be picked. And the best part? You barely had to lift a finger. No endless spraying, no harsh chemicals, no headache. Sounds like fantasy. Not at all. Today, we're talking about the real superheroes of the vegetable patch. 9 vegetables that are practically bulletproof against pests and diseases, requiring almost zero tiresome treatments. This is your chance to turn gardening into a relaxing hobby, not a constant battleground. Stick around and you might be surprised how simple growing your own food can be. Many of us gardeners are used to thinking that a bountiful harvest only comes after a tough fight. We stock up on countless products, study complicated treatment schedules, and nervously inspect every single leaf. It often feels like if we don't constantly intervene, everything will just wither and die. But let's look at it differently. Nature has already created plants with incredible built-in defences. Their secret lies in special compounds, rapid growth, or simply the fact that pests just aren't that interested in them. Our job is simply to identify these resilient varieties and give them a good spot in our garden. Okay, opening our list are the real secret weapons of the garden. Their main advantage? Speed. These are the speedy sprinters of the vegetable world, playing a game of catch me if you can with pests and diseases. And you know what? They always come out on top. A perfect example of this quick team is leaf lettuce. Just imagine, while pests like aphids or slugs are just starting to eye your garden bed, you're already harvesting crisp, juicy leaves. In as little as 25-30 days from sowing, your first batch of fresh greens is ready. No holes in the leaves, no need for chemicals, just pure, healthy produce. And the biggest plus for leaf lettuce is its ability to regrow. You don't have to sow new seeds every time. Simply snip off the outer, largest leaves carefully, and the centre of the plant will keep producing new ones. It's your personal, almost endless vitamin factory, working all summer long. Early spinach, and of course peppery arugula, also belong to this fast-growing crew. They work on the same principle. Fast growth means a clean, bountiful harvest. So the first strategy is simple. Just be faster. By choosing quick maturing crops, you solve most problems before they even appear. Moving on, let's talk about the second group of our garden heroes, vegetables with a built-in security system. These are the true bodyguards of your patch. Of course, I'm talking about onions and garlic. Their secret is both simple and brilliant. First off, it's their famously strong smell. That distinctive aroma that makes us cry when we're chopping them. For many insect pests, this scent is like a giant keep out sign. They simply prefer to steer clear of beds planted with them. Aphids, spider mites, and even certain types of flies just can't stand being neighbours with onions and garlic. But that's not all. Their main weapon? Fight on sides. Think of it as an invisible force field. These are volatile compounds that onions and garlic release into the air and soil. They act like natural antibiotics, suppressing the growth of harmful fungi and bacteria. This is why onions and garlic are so resistant to disease themselves and store so well over the winter. With their robust immunity, you can say goodbye to problems like downy mildew or fusarium. But here's the really cool part. They don't just protect themselves. Plant onions or garlic next to your strawberries and you'll give them a helping hand against grey mould. Put your onion rows next to carrots and their arch nemesis, the carrot fly, is likely to lose interest. Even for roses, garlic can be a fantastic companion, helping to keep aphids away. So onions and garlic aren't just another crop. They're your free, all-natural security detail for the entire garden. And they're ready to stand guard over your beds. No strings attached. Now let's move on to the true champions of productivity. The vegetables ready to feed not just you, but your entire neighbourhood. Of course, we're talking about zucchini and other summer squash. These plants truly embody the plant it and forget it principle, at least for most of the growing season. Their main advantage is their phenomenal resilience and resistance to most common diseases and pests, especially in the early and mid stages of growth. The reason is simple. Squash plants grow very quickly, developing dense foliage. Their large, powerful leaves create deep shade, which many unwelcome guests dislike. Their root system is so well developed that they efficiently tap into soil moisture and nutrients, making the plant strong and robust. You're unlikely to face serious issues during the first half of summer. Your squash plants will produce tirelessly, giving you several fruits per day. You'll be harvesting by the bucketful, sometimes finding it hard to even keep up with processing the bounty. Yes, we'll admit that towards the end of summer, as the days get shorter and nights cooler, squash plants can sometimes get powdery mildew. That's the white coating on the leaves that essentially slows down photosynthesis. But let's be honest, by then, you've probably already harvested so much squash that you'll be grateful for a bit of a break. A single plant can yield dozens of kilograms, so even if the last few fruits aren't perfect, you'll still have plenty to last you well into the year. Zucchini and summer squash are the perfect choice for anyone who wants a huge harvest with minimal effort. Plant them in a sunny spot, give them enough water, and they will reward you generously. No complex feeding schedules, no elaborate fuss around the garden bed. Simplicity and abundance all in one package. Let's talk about a green that's not just beautiful, but incredibly resilient. We're talking about Swiss chard, also known simply as chard. It's a true powerhouse in the garden, practically growing itself. So, why is Swiss chard such a fantastic choice? First off, it's stunningly attractive. Its bright, often vibrantly coloured stalks and lush green leaves can truly brighten up your garden. But its appeal goes way beyond just looks. Swiss chard boasts amazing disease resistance. You'll rarely find it suffering from the fungal infections that plague many other leafy greens. And pests, most common garden pests, simply steer clear of Swiss chard. Its leaves are quite sturdy, and while delicious to us, their taste isn't particularly inviting to insects. You won't find it munched on by caterpillars or covered in aphids like you might with cabbage or even some lettuces. This means you can say goodbye to chemical sprays. Another major advantage is its incredible longevity. Plant it in spring and you'll be harvesting from spring all the way through to the first hard frosts, and often even longer in milder climates. Simply cut the outer leaves as you need them, and the plant will keep producing fresh growth. It's a steady supply of fresh greens for everything from soups and salads to side dishes, and it even freezes beautifully for winter. Swiss chard handles both summer heat and light autumn frosts with ease. It doesn't demand fancy growing conditions. Just moderate watering and a sunny spot will do. Essentially, you plant it and it grows, rewarding you with its fuss-free nature and abundant harvest, practically trouble-free. It's truly the perfect pick for anyone who wants plenty of fresh greens with very little effort. And of course, when we talk about effortless gardening, we absolutely have to mention legumes. Bush beans are a prime example. This plant is a real find for anyone dreaming of an easy yet beneficial harvest. Bush beans aren't just another vegetable. They're like a natural nitrogen factory right in your garden bed. Thanks to their symbiosis with rhizobia bacteria, they actually enrich the soil with nitrogen themselves. This means they don't need extra nitrogen fertilizer. And what's more, they improve soil fertility for subsequent crops. They're an ideal partner for crop rotation. But perhaps the most important thing is their resilience. Bush beans develop very quickly and form pods fast. This makes them less vulnerable to diseases which simply don't have enough time to establish and cause significant damage. For instance, unlike climbing varieties, bush beans are less often bothered by spider mites because their leaves are well ventilated and closer to the ground. Pests aren't typically a big problem for beans either. Their leaves aren't as appealing as, say, cabbage, and the plants themselves rarely suffer mass infestations. Of course, there's always a risk of bean weevils, but that's more of a storage issue than a problem while they're growing in the garden. Beans aren't fussy about soil, as long as it's reasonably loose, and they only need moderate but regular watering. They grow wonderfully in the sun, don't need staking or training, which greatly simplifies care. You simply plant the seeds, and in just about 6 to 8 weeks, you'll be harvesting an abundant crop of tender, crunchy pods. They're an excellent source of plant-based protein and fibre, readily available straight from your garden with virtually no heroic effort required. But we've saved the real survival champions for last. Vegetables you can practically plant and forget. First up is horseradish. Yep, its powerful roots and pungent juice make it almost invincible. Your main challenge won't be saving it from disease, but actually keeping it from taking over. Coming in just before the winner are mustard greens and arugula, or rocket. These peppery greens grow incredibly fast, and their sharp taste isn't appealing to most leaf-eating pests. They don't even get a chance to develop a taste for them before you're already harvesting fresh greens for your plate. And finally, our absolute winner, a vegetable some gardeners consider almost a weed because of its incredible hardiness. Say hello to the Jerusalem artichoke, or sunchoke. This plant isn't just resistant to diseases and pests, it can actually outcompete weeds itself. Plant it once and you'll have a harvest for years to come. Its tubers overwinter perfectly in the ground and require absolutely zero care. It's a true lazy gardener's dream plant. So, as you can see, creating a nearly no-maintenance garden isn't a myth. It's a reality. Choosing the right crops saves you time, effort and money, while your harvest brings healthy, delicious results. Thanks for watching this video all the way through. If you found it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future episodes on easy gardening. And now, a question for you. What low-maintenance powerhouses are growing in your garden? Share your experiences and secrets in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.